welcome to This Epic Disaster. This is a really kind of a quick show. I mean, no, it's not really quick. It's a quick introduction to the show.
Hi, we're here.
We just get right in it. Jump right in.
Jump in. What do we jump in with?
Because usually we kind of like, I don't know, we
Meander.
lollygag.
We meander.
We meander and lollygag.
At the same time.
That was a great comedy team.
Takes skill, too.
Meander and lollygag.
Lollygagging while meandering is tough.
You can get arrested for that.
I think so.
Hi, everybody. How are you? It's Monday. It's
all day.
Time for another episode of This Epic Disaster. Last week we were really laid back. We were both kind of tired. I think we were a little exhausted for the show.
Yeah.
So we apologize. Every once in a while we'll do a show like that. Sometimes we'll do a show hyper energy. Sometimes we'll do a show no energy.
Do you know why that is?
Because we're human beings.
Because we're human beings.
I feel like people who that's like the first show.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for them.
I do too. But do you really think that anybody is just now starting to listen to our show?
I have no idea.
I don't either. We need to get out there and we need to throw some stickers up on some shit.
Yeah.
And so people see stickers.
No, we've had a year of COVID.
Oh, there's that
We've
too.
forgotten how to live.
I know.
And one of the things you do when you live is you drink beer.
All kinds of beer.
And we have beer here today, and we're going to drink it.
A special beer. This is an offering from your wife.
Mm-hmm.
She picked this one out.
Yeah. So she was, I don't know where she was, but she said, I'm going to pick you up some beer. And I said, okay. It is March, as you know.
Yes.
It is. March is.
I think it's Women's Month.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Mm-hmm. I'm a horrible woman.
National Month
Celebrating
of
Women.
month. Something like that. But anyway, so she wanted us to do a beer that kind of goes along with that. So she bought this one. She's more political than we are, and certainly on the show. So it's a little bit of a political beer, I will say.
But but not in a bad way.
Well, beer's beer.
Beer is beer.
I mean,
it can be a political or
sure.
Other kind of
We were
beer.
just watching a TV show and they mentioned Billy Carter and beer because there used to be Billy beer. Now that was in the 70s. There's a lot of our listeners won't know, but so Billy Carter had his own beer.
Right?
The president's brother had his own beer.
Yeah, which goes great with peanuts. But moving on.
Something, I guess. Did you say peanuts?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I didn't say penis. I said peanuts. Okay. This beer today is called She'Brew. She'Brew.
What the hell is
It's
She'Brew?
an RBG IPA.
Okay, that's a lot of initials in there.
RBG for?
Well, it's got the. I don't know who that is down there.
Really?
I thought that was the Supreme Court, but it's not. It's just a bunch of people standing around.
That I believe that those are those are the people who made the beer.
Probably.
Yeah, because they can't put other people's likeness on their beer without permission.
Okay, it's a little lighter than I expected it to be.
RBG
color-wise.
is for Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Well, we don't know that, but maybe.
I would assume so because it's got a freaking hashtag RBG in front of it. IPA. It's a milkshake India Pale Ale brewed with raspberry, blueberry, and grapefruit.
I don't know what to expect. Raspberry and grapefruit milkshake?
And blueberry. Don't forget the blueberry.
I like blueberry milkshakes.
Me too.
Grindhouse has a blueberry boozy shake.
I didn't know they had a blueberry one.
Pretty darn good.
I normally go for the peach one.
I can't remember what the boozy is in it. I believe it's blueberry vodka.
Probably.
It's pretty darn good.
Probably. Okay, so let me read you this little blurb here. It says, a tribute collaboration celebrating a truly epic hero who changed our country and our consciousness for the better through her work and by her example. This year is clearly different from all other years, and we brewed this sincere offering to give huge thanks to a guardian and a champion in the way we know best, by upholding the bar for notorious IPAs, equally balanced for a commemoration of life and just causes everywhere. L'chaim.
I think it's interesting they don't ever say her name.
I don't know that they can.
I don't. That's
they
what
may
I'm saying.
not have paid for
a
it.
lot of little, kind of hints about it, and they, got a little collar there and all that.
Now, this is a collaboration between the Shmaltz and Mustache Posse brewing companies.
Okay.
What do you think?
Definitely grapefruit.
I mean, it's an IPA.
But it's not rude. Well, a lot of the grapefruit beers we have are just
overly.
They're bitter,
and they're in your face.
and that's not too bad. Okay.
Well, good.
It's nice having and I don't know where they get the milkshake, I got to say.
Maybe it has lactose, but it doesn't mention lactose. It's also, I should mention, it's 6% alcohol by volume.
Yeah.
And we got pint cans.
I will say it might be the first grapefruit tasting beer we've had on the show that doesn't bite back.
And I think the grapefruit, the citrus, is actually mellowed out by the sweeter fruits.
You might be correct about that.
I believe I am.
All right, I have a question for you, and it's really a question for our listeners as well.
What you got?
You know, we've been doing this podcast now for how long?
For a fucking ever.
20 years?
Yeah.
Or 25, something like that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And we have talked about doing some public performances. We haven't yet.
We really haven't had a venue to do so.
We haven't had a venue. I don't know that we have the listeners. Maybe we do. And that's what I'm going to kind of address here.
Okay, what you got?
So I'm not setting anything up. I'm not saying we're going to do anything. I'm just going to ask some questions. Do you think if we did, let's say we did, well, okay, so we'll start off, let's just say maybe quarterly is not enough. Let's say every 2 months. Right now,
that's a huge commitment for me and you know that.
Let's say every 2 months we do a live midnight recording.
Oh God, you want me to stay up that late twice, like 6 times a year?
Yeah.
Wow.
You used to do Rocky Horror Picture Show at midnight.
Yeah, I was 12. Leave me alone.
So we do a recording and all of our stuff. Like every 2 months, and we do it in front of an audience. And this audience would be not invitation only, but advanced tickets. It's not like people can just walk right in.
Okay.
So we would offer tickets online, and people can buy them in advance. And then you take your tickets, you come in, you get to watch and listen to the recording. And do you think we would have enough listeners to do that?
I don't know that we have enough local listeners, but we could probably gain some more by advertising something like that.
Yeah.
I will say it can't be done on a Monday.
Okay.
Because Mama ain't getting up on Tuesday.
Well, we also
to go to work when I got to be there at 7.
We would also every one of these we would have a special guest. We would have to have a special guest.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like super special?
Well, I don't know who it would be, but we would just make sure that we would have a special guest for these. There would only be 6 a year, like you said. Right now, I don't know if we decided to do a monthly thing, it'd be 12, but I'm just going to say every 2 months it would do 6. I was going to say quarterly, but that's
only 4 a year.
That's 4 a year. That just seems like so long. I was going to say let's do spring, summer, winter, fall one, but I don't know, maybe a little more than that. And this, I'm just throwing it. I'm not even saying we would do this because I don't even know if we can. But what if we announced before we did the show what beer we would be drinking? People could go get it, bring their own beer, and they could sample the live beer review with us
in person.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, hold up. Let me ask you this. Now, I know we don't have a venue in mind just yet.
We don't know.
But if we did, if it's a private ticketed event and people brought their own alcohol, would we be required to have a liquor license?
I do not know. That's why I'm not promising anything. I don't know.
Okay. Well, that's something to look into.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
We would look into it. But my question is, do you think we would have enough listeners who would do it? And just like you said, the key is local.
Yeah.
Well, I think we would have enough listeners to do it, but do we have enough local Atlanta listeners to do it?
So what we'd have to do is we'd have to hit advertisement super hard 2 months in advance at least.
Yeah.
And be like, come to this place, but first start listening to this podcast so that you'll want to come to this place and have a beer with us.
And we may have some listeners who would drive in. I mean, they might not be like exactly local, but maybe a 2, maybe 3 hour drive. They would be like, oh yeah, sure, I'll drive in for that.
I've got some listeners out there
that do it
that close.
Yeah.
Sure, maybe.
Well, let's ask the listeners, would this be something you would do if we did a live recording every, let's say, 2 months? Would you want to come to it? I would say 10 to 15 people in the audience.
Max.
We would cap it.
Yeah.
We would cap it at that. No more than that.
Be a little more intimate.
We would say, here's our tickets. As soon as they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah.
And then we would just have that as an audience. And then, of course, I guess, we're going to do live recording, and we would eventually play that. But then the audience gets to see it first. They're live.
Yeah.
They would have the immediate response.
We could make that part of a Patreon thing if we want.
Who knows? I don't know.
This is just an idea.
Yeah, right now I'm just wondering. Yeah. Right now I'm wondering if we just have the audience for it. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Well, let's ask. Would you do it? Would you ask a listener, you who are a listener,
you listening to us right now?
Would you come out and do it? Let us know. Just send an email to thisepicdisaster@gmail.com. Go to the Facebook page. Tell us whether you do it. I remember last week I posted the episode, almost like immediately our friend Gary listened and responded. it was like immediate.
Yeah,
he got it and listened.
He's like, it's Monday, I need something to do.
He said, wait a minute, here's what he said. Oh, he commented on your St. Patrick's Day facts last week.
Oh, did he really?
So He says, and this is interesting, he says there's a theory on the driving the snakes out of Ireland.
Oh, I'd like to hear that.
Yeah. He says there's a theory that it's a metaphor for St. Patrick converting the pagans to Christianity. And
that sounds very, that sounds very plausible.
Yeah. He says the actual snakes were all killed in the last ice age.
Yeah, because they've been, what's the word when you're completely surrounded by water? Waterlocked?
Moat.
No.
Not like that. Moated out.
You've been moated out. So apparently the snakes just can't get there anymore since the last ice age.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, snakes can swim.
I know.
But
that's
not
what I
all snakes do. And that water is freaking cold, and they are cold-blooded animals.
But people bring, you bring in boxes of trade things, like bananas or whatever,
and then you'll find a snake in there.
But why didn't that happen? That's how other creatures get to other. I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't make sense to me either, because you find again, like you said, with tradespeople and
there's no snakes in
pet
stores in Ireland. I mean,
maybe
does that not happen?
Maybe it's not allowed.
I want to know all of that. Anyway.
I mean, it's called research. We could look it up.
Thanks to Gary.
Gary
also posted that now here's something that you must know. If you don't follow Gary, I follow Gary. I've been following Gary. By the way, Gary doesn't have a nickname.
Why doesn't Gary? He hasn't asked for one.
He doesn't ask for one. I think I'll give him one anyway.
What are you going to call him? Maybe he doesn't like nicknames. Maybe we're pressuring him into something that he's not comfortable with.
It's true. He doesn't have to accept the name, but I'm going to call him Garyopolis.
Garyopolis.
That's Gary's nickname.
Okay.
Garyopolis.
Is there a reason?
Yes.
Okay.
So we'll just call it Garyopolis.
Garyopolis.
I'm not going to go into the reason because it might reveal some things about him that he may not want people to know.
Okay.
Let's just say, what if he's from Indianapolis? He might be.
He might be.
And I said I'm calling him Gary. He could be.
He could be. Or he could be from Metropolis.
He can be from a lot of places, but I'm just saying I like that nickname, and he might too. Anyway, I've been following Gary for a long time, and one of the things that Gary does, which you probably don't know, every day on Facebook, Garyopolis.
Garyopolis?
I'm saying Garyopolis.
That's what we're calling him now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Posts what the day is, like National Donut Day or something. He will post that. He's been doing that for years.
Has he really? He's a man after my own heart.
I know. You didn't steal from him. No. You didn't even know he did it because you don't follow. But he does that. So I think that's kind of interesting. So I think he was listening. But anyway, he said that he every September 17th he posts about it being halfway to St. Patrick's Day. And I told him, I was like, now
there's a reason to have
it's Sept Patrick's Day. So now we actually have a name for the halfway to St. Patrick's Day is Sept Patrick's Day. And he showed me the graphic that he puts on there, September 17th.
Halfway there.
So Garyopolis, thanks for the
Thank you, Gary. Thank
response
you for always
there.
Being
He's also,
good listener.
He peppers his hometown with stickers. I sent him a bunch of stickers. And he puts them everywhere. Every once in a while, he'll call and ask for a new stash.
I'm gonna have to give I don't think we gave Donnie a nickname. Did we give Donnie a nickname?
Yeah, I feel like it had something to do with underwear. No, that was a game he won.
Yeah, he won the Coke ass game, or the ass Coke game, the ass Coke game, which he still hasn't got his prize for because
that's you or
that's my entire fault. It's entirely my fault. But he's really good about putting stickers when he's allowed to go to places.
This year we're gonna get some new stickers. I'm sure of it. We need some new stickers.
Yeah,
I'm working on it
for sure. Yeah. And as soon as we get them, I'm gonna send him a stash.
Yeah, I get ready, and then all you gotta do, as you know, if you want stickers, we give them out free. Send us an email, thisepicdisaster@gmail.com. Say, I want some stickers. We'll send you stickers. We'll do it now. We have color stickers, black and white stickers, and stickers with pictures of us on it, which are very scary.
They're frightening. And it would scare people into listening.
Put them on the back of your car. People will immediately wreck their cars.
No, that's not a good idea.
No, it's not. Don't do it. It's very scary.
Okay, so speaking of Gary's doing his national holidays, let's get into my national holidays.
Let's do, but first...
What? You're going to interrupt me?
Yeah. Let's play a little Would You Rather.
Fine. Let's do that.
Would you rather? Then we'll go into what day it is. Okay. What days are coming up.
This week.
Yeah, and there's a lot of fun ones from what I understand.
There's a couple fun ones.
Do you want to go? Do you want to throw the color stones?
Sure.
And then I will ask you...
the questions.
Would you rather? What you would rather do?
Yes, I would rather.
Blue, green.
It's green.
I know it's green because I saw you holding it in your hand. You were about ready to drop it.
Oh, well.
That's why I changed it really quick.
See, not psychic.
It's kind of like poker. You just have to kind of anticipate the moves.
Read the person.
Green is ethics and intellect. Would you rather accidentally kill your best friend's pet?
No.
Or total their brand new uninsured car?
I've done that.
Yes, you have.
I'm going to go with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it wasn't uninsured.
I would much rather wreck your car.
Wait a minute. The first time you did.
Family member.
So let's just throw this out into the open. You have wrecked more than one car.
2.
The first one that you wrecked was uninsured.
Yes, it was.
So what happened was, it lapsed like the week before you did this, and I didn't realize it.
Oh, God.
And then you totaled the car, and I was like, well, it's taken care of. And then I went back, and they were like, no, it lapsed. And I was like, what? And I don't know. I didn't see it. I didn't get the bill, whatever. But it didn't get paid for. And it was done.
Not insured.
I could not get it
fixed.
At
the time that I took that light pole out.
And the second time... it was insured, thank God. The third time, there will be no third time.
There will be no third time.
There's not going to be a third time.
I will never be allowed to drive another one of your vehicles.
No. You can ride in it.
And
You're not driving it.
Especially now that you got a brand spanking new one.
That's right. All right, so is it my turn?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just feeling red. I'm feeling red is going to happen. Red. Here we go.
Okay. Oh, I got glasses. It's yellow. It's yellow. It's yellow.
I was feeling red, though.
Okay.
I was feeling red.
Yellow is random.
Random.
Would you rather have... What? Hold up. I don't even know what that word is. Would you rather have a stoma, which is an airway in your neck that you breathe through?
And when people talking, God, like this, right? You know the commercials where they're the anti-cigarette commercials?
Smoking. Yeah.
I think it would be cool as hell to have one.
You'd be like RoboCop.
I kind of want to smoke just till I can get one. I'll tell you, I know someone, I don't even know if the person's still alive, who used to have one. I've known a couple people, and one person actually smoked through it.
Yeah. How stupid
Put it
is
up there
that?
And just, they were, why not? That's just somebody who's like, I don't give a shit. I'm just going to smoke.
The only thing I've ever seen, I've never known anybody. I want to say I did know somebody that had one. Not like personally, but like they were somebody's grandpa.
Mm-hmm.
But I did actually have to watch as a kid. I had to watch another kid in my gymnastics class get a tracheotomy done because their throat had closed up because they got some allergy.
I've known a couple of grandpas who have had that when they talk, and they love it because it freaks people out. And you know, grandpas love that freaking people out.
They do. They like, because they can at that
Timmy,
point.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're just like, they don't care anymore.
Yeah, well, when you get to a certain age and you know, you've pretty much done everything in your life and you need something else for entertainment, that's almost perfect.
Yeah.
Because you can freak out the kids.
Watching that tracheotomy was cool, though.
Really?
Yeah, it was really cool.
I can't imagine the tracheotomy being cool, but I will take
it was
word
scary.
for
It was scary and energetic, but it was, wow.
All right, so stoma.
Stoma or...
Wait a minute, read it again. Just.
Would you rather have a stoma, which is an airway in your neck you breathe through?
I understand.
Or a conspicuous glass... Words are hard. Conspicuous glass eye.
Inconspicuous.
Thank you.
Is that the word? Inconspicuous
or
conspicuous?
I need stronger
Is it conspicuous or inconspicuous?
It's conspicuous, meaning
so that means people would know.
Yeah. So
Sammy Davis Jr.
And I need better glasses.
Sandy Duncan.
I really do. I can't believe I've already outdone these glasses.
I don't know. I think I'll go with the glass eye.
Yeah, why not? Because you can go like this.
Yeah, it'll freak people out.
You can look like Mad Eye from Harry Potter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
Is that Brendan Gleeson?
Yep.
He's cool.
You have to dye your hair red. But
yeah, I like him. He was Hamish in Braveheart.
He was also Hamish, yes.
Who was really good. And the two characters, he's an incredible actor, by the way.
He's very good.
Say, he's one of those people. Who's the other guy? And I can't think of his name right now. Man, I almost want to say his name is Brendan. Who was the MC in Moulin Rouge?
Ewan McGregor.
No, the MC.
No.
You know who I'm talking about.
I've only seen that movie once.
Oh, man.
I know. You hate me for that.
Good.
You hate me for that. I get it.
Anyway, right now, I can't think of... He's in everything. I've seen him in so much stuff. But he's like that. He's one of those... He's like a chameleon. You're sitting there and you watch half the movie and you're like, wait a minute. That's that guy.
Yeah.
And I had no idea.
You know what we have?
We have a way we can look it up.
We have Google.
Yeah. I want to say his name. I don't know why I want to say Brendan, but it's not. It's close.
Don't do that to me, Google.
All Brendans are like really good actors, we'll just say.
Brendan Fraser?
Is that who it is? No. Brendan Fraser is like the
I'm asking you, is Brendan Fraser a great actor?
Isn't it George of the Jungle?
Yes.
George
Encino Man.
Encino Man. A lot of people, and he was in that, what was that action adventure movie he was in? Remember that? It wasn't The Mummy, was it? Was he in The Mummy?
Yes, he was. Okay. He was in The Mummy. Very good. You don't even like those kinds of movies.
No, but at the time he was considered. People said he was going to be one of
the next, Tom Cruise.
And then he just kind of disappeared.
He just disappeared. I don't know what happened.
I saw some pictures of him. He's like really, really. He put on a lot of weight. He lost his
he got
acting.
Puffy.
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. All great actors get puffy. And so does J-Lo. Hey, wait a minute.
So who is the MC? What's his name in that movie?
MC? The MC? Well, I don't know.
Here, you look at it.
All right. You're going to have to talk.
I'm talking while Rick looks at that.
He's right there.
Which one?
Jim Broadbent. Yeah. Academy Award winning actor, Jim Broadbent.
Oh my God.
He's in everything.
He was in Harry Potter.
He's everybody who has an English accent was in Harry Potter
that's
at
not
some
true.
point. Yeah.
He played Horace Slughorn, the potions master.
Okay. So there you go.
Yeah.
Also in Harry Potter, and I'm going to forget her name. Why would I forget her name? One of my favorite actresses.
Emma Thompson?
No. 3 names. Gorgeous.
Helena Bonham Carter.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to marry her.
Well, you can't.
Except I'm already married.
Right. She looks a lot different when she's not acting.
Oh, I know. I've seen her, and she's gorgeous. If you can get on YouTube, she hosts poetry parties.
Yeah. She's very cool.
And eccentric, and probably so difficult to be around.
Probably. I'm not sure you would get along with her.
I would try. I think I would. For the first year, I would serve her like a servant.
Uh-huh.
I would be a sex slave and a servant boy to her.
You would be an indentured servant.
And then, no, I don't like her teeth. No, her teeth she has good teeth, but I don't know that they're dentures. I wouldn't go that far. But I would serve her, and then I would get tired of it. I would be like, okay, I'm through. And she would be like, yes, I'm through with you too.
I'm through with you too, yes. Goodbye.
I don't know.
So you know that in the I think it's the Half-Blood Prince. You know, Brendan, the guy who plays Mad Eye Moody.
Okay.
His actual son plays Bill Weasley, the eldest Weasley.
Get it out.
It's true.
Really?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
All those kids now, how old are they now? How old is Harry Potter? Daniel, what's
38?
his name?
Somewhere
Can you
in
believe these kids are almost 40?
I know.
What
Maybe
is
I'm
going
wrong.
on? He can't be that old. He's 32. I'm going to say he's 32 or 33.
You might be
32.
right.
I'm going to go with the 32.
I got to put my fucking glasses back on.
All right. So does he.
Oh, he's only 31.
Is he? Yeah.
I aged him by 7 years. Anyways, if you haven't seen...
he's good. He's a good actor.
If you haven't seen one of his best movies of late, I'm going to recommend it to you right now as soon as I find the name of it, because I can't name it right now. So, filmography. I'm on Wikipedia. I'm looking for it. I'm not finding it.
We probably should have done some research on it before we did the show.
I did research on my days, and I
Okay.
told you I was going to do my days.
Yes. That's coming up.
Okay.
Your days are coming up.
It's not.
We'll
it's
get
not
back
on
to
here.
we'll get back
I'll
to you
get
with
back
that.
to that.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Harry Potter. Who is your favorite character on Harry Potter? See, now I would never have watched any of those movies, but you made me watch them.
I did,
and I liked them. I didn't think I would like them, but I did. But
because they're great movies.
Who is your favorite character?
My all-time favorite character, obviously, in my opinion, is Snape.
Everybody likes Snape
Because he's I can do his voice.
Really? Do it.
Not right the second.
Do it.
I'm,
Do it.
Don't lie to me.
The great.
That was horrid. That was
Wait
horrid.
a minute.
By the way,
I forgot his name. I want to say Adam Richmond. Adam. That's the guy on Man vs. Food. Why can't I say his name?
Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman.
You were so close.
And my name is in there. What the heck?
You were so
Holy
so
crap.
close.
Well, see, here's the thing. Today, for some reason, today I'm in that zone where I don't even know that I know my wife's name. I can't remember anybody's name today.
You did have a problem with your wife's name earlier.
Well, I'm having a problem with everyone's name today.
Guns Akimbo is the name of the movie. It was released in 2019. If you have not seen Guns Akimbo, watch it.
Is that the one where he's dead?
No.
Okay.
He is a troll online.
Okay.
He starts trolling people, and he starts trolling this game. I can't go into too much because it'll be spoilers, but there's like this real life game where people are out to like get each other, and you watch it online. You watch it through CCTV, and you watch it happening in real life. And he starts trolling these people.
Oh.
And then they come and get him.
Yeah.
And put him in some awkward situations. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Amazing, amazing movie. I've seen it twice. I can't believe I didn't remember the name. I might go home and watch it tonight. But such a good movie.
Okay.
It's kind of it's a super, super dark comedy is what it is.
Okay.
And he just plays, like this single guy who's kind of an online troll. He gets kind of put in his place and runs into some weird scenarios.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's good. It's good.
Awesome. Well, let's go ahead and move off of that and go do some. Let's find out what the heck is going on with March.
Okay.
What can we look forward to this week? I mean, there's a lot of people sitting at home
Waiting.
thinking, what clothes should I wear?
Patiently.
What should I buy at the grocery store? How should I be celebrating this week? Because I know this week there's a lot of special things that are coming up, and we need to be able to be aware of what's going to be happening this week.
Sorry, I got to put my glasses back.
You should put your glasses on.
I think I'm just going to leave my fucking glasses on at this point.
It gets worse. There was a time when I could read certain things without glasses, and then it's like, no.
But then I leave them on, and then I start looking in the distance with them on,
Yep.
and I'm screwing my eyes up even worse.
Totally. That's why you need bifocals. Yep.
I have...
Because that way you can see both. You
Yeah,
can see
okay.
distance, you can see close.
Start with today, Monday,
Monday.
the 22nd.
Okay.
It's National Goof-Off Day. I
What?
thought you would love
I do that. I
that.
celebrate that every day.
Everybody just goof off today.
Goofing.
Take like an hour off of your day and just spend it, using a pogo stick or something for like an hour.
Okay.
And it's such a good day. That's all I got for today. So tomorrow, and these are really good days. It's tomorrow's a very good day. It's National Chip and Dip Day.
Oh.
Yeah.
What? That's tomorrow?
Yes.
I will celebrate that, mother.
You should. But you know what else it is?
What?
National Tamale Day.
Okay. Well, I like tamales.
But chips and dips, you can't go wrong.
No.
All kinds of chips, all kinds of dips. What's your favorite dip?
Favorite dip?
Yeah.
Oh, my favorite. Oh, I can't answer that.
Name 2.
Well, I like a good green onion dip.
Oh yeah.
Green onion ranch or sour cream green onion, whatever.
Sour cream and onion.
I like that.
Yeah.
And cheese dip. I would go with like a queso. Would be good.
Yeah.
You can buy this really shitty cheese dip like next to the Fritos section in your store. Have you ever seen like?
Yes,
I think Fritos actually makes it.
Yes, I think they do.
It's so nasty, but I would.
Tostitos makes one too.
I would drink that.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. So queso is definitely one of mine. Guacamole. I cannot get past a good tableside fresh guacamole. But
what is it? I can't do the guac.
I make really, really good guacamole.
You say that. No one does.
Here's the secret.
Okay.
Lots of people, they'll put in the avocado, duh.
Yeah.
And then they put in, some tomatoes and onions, duh. Mm-hmm. They forget the lime juice and the cumin. If you don't put lime juice and cumin in your guacamole, you're doing it wrong.
Can you put olives in there?
No.
Well, then I don't want it.
No, just don't do it. Although
my wife loves it. She will drink that.
I will drink that too.
I don't know.
I'm also a big salsa fan.
I do like salsa.
And but I like my salsa to be like salty salsa.
So I would like I'll take queso and I'll pour chili in it. That's one thing. Or queso and salsa. Well, actually cheese and salsa is kind of queso, isn't it? Yeah. Sort of a queso thing.
So when you and I went to that Mexican restaurant over by my house, I don't know if I ended up getting the jalapenos or not. I think I did, but I had to get them on the side because you were like, no. Because we got to order a queso, and I'm like, with jalapenos, and you're like, no. So they gave me the jalapenos on the side. So good.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, moving on. It's also
just savor the chip and dip day again.
It's chip and dip day.
Okay.
And tamale day. So if you have time tonight,
it's not today, but tamale.
Tamale.
That's a good one.
No.
Sorry.
All right, moving on. The 24th, which is Wednesday.
I just want to say a memory about tamales. So, my dad used to run a flea market in Knoxville, and no, he did.
I know.
And, okay, this is great. So, like at the flea market. This was a huge flea market, and there would be people who would make homemade things. So, but there was somebody there who actually made homemade tamales, and he bought, I don't know, like a freezer full. There were tons of them, and so one summer, I probably ate a ton of tamales.
Yes.
I just one after the other, and I would put mustard on it, little salt and mustard, and I just remember. I would watch the 1984 Olympics. I was watching gymnastics with Mary Lou Retton while I was eating tamale
with mustard. That's
very specific
something
memory.
I would admit.
Mary Lou Retton and mustard tamales.
I wouldn't admit to putting mustard on tamales.
That's going to be the title of my biography.
What was the filling of the tamales?
Beef. I was not a vegetarian at the time.
Right.
I ate so much. It was so good.
With mustard.
I've never found tamales that I've liked as much.
So I thought you were going to tell the other story about tamales and your dad.
Oh, no. No, I won't tell that one.
Okay, good. I don't think your wife would appreciate it. Okay, so again, moving on to Wednesday. Wednesday is, and I don't think you're going to like this.
Uh-oh.
National Chocolate Covered Raisin Day.
I'll eat chocolate covered raisins.
Will you? You like some Raisinets?
I love raisins, and I like chocolate. The thing I don't like about chocolate-covered raisins is they fool you. You think they're chocolate-covered peanuts, and you're like, oh, man, that's going to be awesome. And then you put them in your mouth like, okay. It's the raisins.
It's
just not bad, but it's just...
So those are two different things. Me. Those are Raisinets and Goobers.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're called Goobers. Weren't they called Goobers?
Goobers? Yeah, what is Goobers? Chocolate-covered peanuts?
Yeah.
Well, I call those M&Ms, but go ahead. Yeah. Whatever.
I mean, the stuff you got at like the movie theater.
M&M's put everything in there, but I don't think they've ever put raisins in.
I don't think so either. They're against fruit at this
Maybe.
point. It is also, and this is important to me, National Equal Pay Day.
That's a good thing.
In 2018, employers continue to fail to pay. This is just a few. This is just a few years ago. They failed to pay equally skilled women the same amount of pay they were paying their male counterparts.
Wrong.
While education gave women an edge, they still were paid 88% of their male equivalents. In positions that didn't require analytical skills, the gap increased to 83%. More women are in the workplace, too. They also hold more skilled positions. With the demand for skilled workers increasing, women's hourly wages are growing faster than men's. However, despite that, the gap remains, and that is from a January 2020 report. Are you calling me a crybaby?
No, I pushed the wrong button.
You're an ass.
I wanted to push the...
So here's how to observe Equal Pay Day.
Okay. Give them money.
Give them a raise. As an employer, review your pay policies with a critical eye. Look to organizations who've made an effort to realign their salaries and hiring practices. Mm-hmm. Wear red, representing how much longer women have to work to make the same as a man.
What does that mean?
It means that if let's say...
How does red signify how much longer they have to work?
Well...
I don't know what that means.
I don't know either.
Right.
I don't know the history behind it. You can look it up. You have Google.
Okay.
Figure it out. It could be the blood, from the blood, sweat, and tears.
Okay, maybe that's what it is. They're bleeding.
Yeah. Anyway, so think about that. Look that up. Do some research. Do your thing. Mm-hmm. Now, the next day is fun, too. I think it's Thursday, the 25th. And it's just one thing.
Christmas. What?
Tolkien Reading Day.
Oh, okay.
So if you haven't read a Tolkien novel, it's a good time to start.
I have not.
It's a good time
I don't think I will.
Why?
This is too complicated. I remember... So
like complicated.
I remember I went to when I was in high school.
Yeah.
My friend in high school wanted to go to see The Hobbit, and this was the animation, animated Hobbit.
Yeah.
And we went. I was lost. I didn't know one thing what went on, because I'd never heard of it at the time. I was in high school. I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
And he had wanted to see it. I guess he had read it or whatever. And I was just lost. I couldn't understand the storyline. I didn't know anything. That was like a 3-hour animated movie, and I was lost. I wanted to go. I wanted to go get some goobers.
Give me some goobers
Give
and
me some goobers and raisinets and let me go to sleep. So when Lord of the Rings came out, I was just like, oh, God. All right, I'll give it a shot. And I tried it. One of my favorite series of any movies. I love them. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, but The Hobbit, I just didn't get that.
Have you watched...
Was that Ralph Bakshi? You remember who did that?
The animated one?
Yeah.
No, I do not.
I think it was.
If you haven't seen the 3 parts, or the Hobbit...
See, I haven't. And
with Martin Freeman.
Right.
Watch it.
I haven't. Is it good?
Watch it.
Peter Jackson did them, right?
Yes.
I don't know that I...
If you loved Lord of the Rings,
I did.
You will love The Hobbit.
Okay.
I can spend a weekend with those 6 movies and just call it a day.
So he did 3. There's a trilogy of The Hobbit and then the Lord of the Rings trilogy, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm saying that going, I think there is, because I remember there being 3 movies. Was I
now,
drunk?
Is like Frodo and Sam and all, are they in that one, or is it all a new cast? I know that Gandalf is in there, right?
So there are 3. So, okay, The Hobbit, and then, there are 3. You just watch it. Just watch it.
All right.
You'll love it.
Okay.
You'll get into it.
Just as much as the first.
Just as much as the Lord of the Rings.
I better.
You will. You'll see some familiar faces.
Okay.
All right. So that is Thursday. Good day to start.
Liv Tyler in it?
No.
Did you like Liv Tyler in Lord of the Rings?
I did.
I'm not a huge Liv Tyler fan.
I loved her in That Thing You Do.
I did too.
Yeah.
One of my favorite characters, but she was so beautiful and so sweet in Lord of the Rings. And
yes.
She's just one of those you look at and just kind of fell in love with her.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah. Just like you did in in That Thing You Do.
Yeah.
That Lord You Do. That was
different.
My favorite.
That's a period piece.
That was my favorite
that comes from like 1600 England.
Yeah.
That Lord You Do. So moving on to Friday is National Spinach Day. Who's that supposed to be?
That was my Popeye.
That was bad.
I know. No, that's pretty good.
I mean, it wasn't as bad as my snake. It was not nearly as bad as my Snape.
No, that's good.
Okay. But you know what else it is?
What?
National Nougat Day.
Nougat?
Yes.
Get some spinach and nougat?
In the UK, they call it nougat.
Huh.
Nougat.
Okay.
Nougat.
Spinach and nougat. I don't know how they got that.
Well, you have the spinach to make yourself feel good that you're eating healthy, and then you go have nougat.
Then you go get some nougat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Next day is Friday.
This would be another
Saturday.
Saturday.
We only have one Friday, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got my days right. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Let's see. Thursday, Friday. Yep, this is Saturday.
Okay.
This is a fun one.
All right.
It's National Joe Day.
Joe?
Joe.
Like coffee or people named Joe?
Both.
Really?
It's National Joe Day.
Well, that's pretty good. Joes need a good day on their own.
March 27th.
Do you know a lot of Joes?
I do.
I know quite a few Joes.
When I first started working where I'm working now, we had 5 Joes in a total of like 80 people.
Okay.
5 of them were Joes. And you had to get creative to know what Joe you were talking about. So March 27th encourages everyone to enjoy a cup of Joe with all your friends named Joe.
I'll be doing that.
Joe, Joey, Joseph, and Josephine.
Okay.
While you're at it, don't forget Joette, Jody, Joanna, Jody, or any other variant of the name Joe.
I don't know any Joe. I have no Joes in my life currently that I'm aware of. I know I have Facebook friends. I mean, friends on like internet friends, but like, I'm trying to think. I did, but
did you ever date a Joe?
I was married to a Joe.
You were married to a Joe.
And I dated a Joe.
Before you married her?
No, I mean
a different Joe.
A different Joe. Yeah.
I dated a Joe in high school, and I'm still like friends online with him. He's lovely. He's got a wife and 2 kids. And then I know Joes through work. I'm friends outside of work with one of those Joes. Yeah, there's some Joes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And most of my friends are at work. So yeah, they're all at work. Okay, so if you didn't know, quite a few nicknames can be created from this one name. According to Social Security Administration, the name Joseph was ranked number 6 from 1893 to 1899 behind John, William, James, George, and Charles. In 1910, it moved to number 5. From 1911 to 2005, it was ranked number 12 or lower. Famous Joes, and Joannes populate the world. They fill many roles too, so their name does not define them. I would like to challenge you right now to name as many famous Joes as you can. Just in 30 seconds.
Joe Pesci, Joe Mama, no, Joe
Biden.
Joe Biden, but like I was saying, right now whatever the thing in my name,
it's not working.
Yeah.
Joe DiMaggio, Joe Biden, Joe Pesci,
Joe Theismann, Joe Namath, Joe. What? Why is that wrong? Naming him. Who is the quarterback that I can't think?
Joe Montana.
Yeah, Joe Montana.
Yeah.
Remember Joe Azuzu?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Talk about the 80s. Joe.
You can use any form of Joe. Jolene, Joseph, Jody, Jody Foster?
Jody Foster. Joe. You want real, not like characters. So like
real people.
Joey
famous.
From Friends would not work.
No.
Okay. Is 30 seconds up yet?
Yes, it is.
Oh, thank God.
We suck ass.
No, I'm not that
Normally
quick.
You would just rattle off a bunch of people.
Comedians. Joe, there's got to be a comic Joe. You know there is.
I know there is.
I've just got to come out with it.
Joe Coy.
Oh, okay.
I mean.
But that's sort of one word.
No, that's just,
right.
No. Okay.
I'll accept it.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
Like on Jeopardy.
Yeah.
So moving to Sunday, which is the last day of the week.
Okay.
These two go together very, very well.
All right.
National Weed Appreciation Day.
Oh, cool.
And I don't know if they're talking about
probably
THC because I didn't look it up.
I'll bet you they are.
If they're talking about the weeds in your garden, why would you appreciate those?
I don't know. I'm
either.
sure it's the other thing.
So the thing that goes with it quite well is National Something on a Stick Day.
Oh, man, that just makes me think of Ren Fair.
Fair food. Exactly. You can get anything you want on it. You can get macaroni and cheese on a stick.
This year. Going.
I don't think you will.
They've already said they're opening. They are.
In 1 month's time, they're opening.
The Georgia Renaissance, they've already announced they will be opening. They're
April
going
15th.
to I don't know about the dates.
It's always the middle of April.
But they're demanding you're going to have to do social distancing. You're going to have to do the masks.
Oh, that's right. And you have to
you eat everything on a stick. Yes.
Everything?
Yeah, everything on a stick. I got to do it. Well, I missed it last year, so I'm doing it this year.
I'm going as well. But you have to reserve your tickets in advance.
Do you think maybe you do?
And they're only allowing 2,000 visitors.
Oh, that's no fun.
Yeah, only 2,000 visitors at a time.
I understand it though.
And they're not opening. Now that you mention it, I do remember seeing the stipulations. They're not opening the entire area.
Jesus' dad, Joe. Jesus' dad's name was Joseph.
It was Joe,
so
but your 30 seconds is up. Your 30 seconds
kind of famous.
Is up. So, I mean, a little bit. Mm-hmm. I have some dad jokes for you, and then we'll move on to your stuff.
All right. Go ahead.
Your wife bought me a really cheap dictionary for my birthday.
Didn't know that.
I couldn't find the words to thank her.
You had the dictionary, what, because it's cheap?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is that not funny to you?
No. Sorry.
You suck ass.
I'm not the one telling bad jokes.
It's
so
not
why
a
am I
bad
sucking
joke.
your ass?
Don't suck my ass, please.
I'm just saying.
Your opportunity has passed. All right. That's it. That's all
That's
I got.
the one you're going to do.
One. That's it. That's all I got today, because you are not being very...
I'm not into the dad jokes.
Being very receptive to my jokes.
A lot of people on my Facebook do dad jokes, and I can't get into them. I'm sorry.
And why are they called dad jokes?
I don't know. That's one of the things that I find horribly offensive.
But you're not a dad.
I'm not a dad.
You're not a dad.
Speaking of offensive, so I was watching a movie today. I'm not going to mention the name of the movie. It's a classic movie. When I say classic, it was a movie that was made in the 70s. But It's a movie probably won Academy Awards, starring an Academy Award-winning actor.
Uh-huh.
Very serious, well-made, well-respected movie. And then I noticed that there were characters that were Native Americans, and they were doing the that kind of thing. Very stuttered speech, doing the like they were Frankenstein or whatever. And I was just like, wow. So everything in the movie seemed so realistic, and then you got to that part. And, be kind of whatever they said. But I mean, that pattern and just
that cadence.
And I thought, where does that come from? Because no one was alive to see that. How did they know?
They don't.
That's how they acted or reacted. And why is that in so many movies?
I don't know.
How did it get started?
I don't know.
I understand maybe the concept. They spoke a different language,
so they're just learning this one.
But okay, when the Americans, quote, European Americans, whatever you want to call it, when they're trying to talk to the Native Americans, they don't start going, well, we can't understand what you're saying.
Suddenly
they don't do that.
No, they don't.
So why are they doing it to the other guy? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make
any sense.
But they all speak like
they're grunting.
Like, again, Frankenstein.
Or cavemen.
Did they not have little sing-song friendly
Of course they
voices?
did. Of course they did.
Have you ever been to Cherokee, North Carolina?
Yeah, I have.
And you drive through, and all of the signs are written in Cherokee, just like they're written in English.
Yes.
And it's beautiful. It's
gorgeous.
Beautiful to see. Everywhere you see stores and you see Cherokee language. And I think it's wonderful that they've decided, let's incorporate our culture into everything that surrounds us, the beauty of that culture. And it's like the beauty of that culture isn't
no, it's not.
It's not
at
that.
All.
It's almost elfish, if I can say that.
They didn't grunt and speak in one-syllable words. I mean, they didn't do that.
How did that become the thing?
I have no idea.
It's stereotyped,
it's
for sure.
Stereotyped.
But I just wonder how. Obviously, when you're looking at movies from the 50s or 40s or whatever, I understand because there's a lot of stereotypes back then. But then when you move up, in this particular movie, a very well made and very respected movie
and loved movie.
Let me just say, starring Robert Redford.
Oof.
I mean, great actor.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah.
But
that one
stereotypical Native Americans. And it kind of blew the movie for me.
I'm sure it did, because suddenly you're taken out of the movie. You're no longer suspending reality because now you're offended.
But I don't know that I was offended. I was trying to analyze what I was feeling. I can't say I'm offended because that was the established way of thinking that Native Americans were. And so they're telling a story in the movies, and that's just what they do. It's kind of like what we were watching, people stereotyping country music stars a little bit earlier tonight.
Yeah.
And so, but now we're at a place now where we're so far removed from that. I don't think you can make a movie like that anymore.
I don't think you should make a movie like that anymore.
And I was trying to think, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was Dances with Wolves that Native Americans were first portrayed as just, I mean, almost human, and the language was beautiful, and it wasn't, they weren't stereotyped. Do you remember that movie when it came out?
I do, and at that time, I think that the Native American characters in that movie were treated with much more respect than they were prior.
Well, they were multi-dimensional.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's her name? Not McGovern. Is it Elizabeth? You know, the
I know
actress
who you're talking about.
that we both think is. Yeah. But is she really Native? I don't know.
No, she's not.
She might be. Like, we don't know what her ancestry
I don't know
is.
her DNA.
Yeah.
But no, I don't. And that wasn't her. If you're thinking about who I think you're thinking about, I don't think
the opposite of Kevin Costner. Remember? You know who I'm talking about.
I do know who you're talking about.
I'm having, again, I can't think
your
of names today.
Your name thing is off
today,
right now.
Totally. I want to say McGovern, but that's not her last name.
That's not her.
It's Mick something.
Are you talking? You're talking about Mary.
Mary? What's her last name?
McConnell.
That's her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not talking about, you said
Elizabeth, but I was saying
McGovern.
that's not her. I kept saying that's not her.
Right.
That name was
Mary McConnell is who you're talking about.
Yeah.
And of course she's brilliant and lovely.
And beautiful.
And
sexy.
Fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
And especially on BSG. I mean, even so she was sick and bald, she was gorgeous.
Said something really bad. Anyway.
You're horrible.
I know.
Okay.
But I don't know. I think that even when you look at, let's say, Braveheart, it's so full of stereotypes, even though they tried to be realistic. But now when you look at it, you just go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, during that time period, they weren't wearing kilts.
And they weren't wearing face paint.
They weren't wearing half that stuff. They weren't doing half that stuff.
And they didn't do half the stuff that's in the movie.
That's how the stereotypes get started.
Yep.
They try to change in order to make it fit a certain way of thinking. So I started thinking this, and this is what I want to ask you about this. What movies, what TV shows, what entertainment things are happening right now that are creating stereotypes that we're going to be embarrassed about in 50 years?
Oh.
What are they? Because here's what I know. You can answer homosexuality, the homosexuals, the gay community, you can answer that, but that's gotten so much better. Like the 70s, we've talked about this on the show, like Three's Company gay people, where it's just like so flamboyant.
Yeah.
And that was big in the 70s and even in the 80s, and I guess you could say the 90s too.
Yeah.
But we started getting out of that. And even though shows like Will and Grace portrayed both sides, there are many sides. There are many
different types of people because they're just people.
It's like if you're going to put one, put 2, 3, 4, 5. Show
we are
the
all
whole
just
variety.
People. Exactly.
Yeah. And I guess it's the same thing. I'm sure there were Native people who went, whoa. Ooh.
Just like there are people now that go,
because that was my dad.
Yeah.
So anyway, but I'm just saying, so if that's all you're showing, then it kind of becomes a stereotype. But if you're showing that combined with a lot of different other people, then you start going, oh, okay, I see.
So they're a diverse community.
And I think before, like in the 70s, we only got to see the clownish gay guy on Three's Company. But now we see that, but we see others, and we see people that we wouldn't expect to be gay. We see, I mean, it broadens our experience of what people are.
Yeah.
But what are we not getting that? So what do you think now? Let's say now we're watching movies. These movies that are happening now, we're watching them 50 years. What are people going to be cringing about?
Gosh, probably trans people.
But what movies have that?
There's actually shows on TV that have trans people, and there's movies that have trans people, and finally they're starting to actually cast trans people in those roles where they didn't used to. They'd use, a cisgendered person, and now
there's not that many though. I feel like maybe I don't even. When have I seen a movie with a trans person in it? I don't even know. So I don't know that that's. I mean, maybe, yeah, but
50 years from now, though, there might be several.
I think it's going to be women.
Yeah.
I think even now in movies, the way women are portrayed
is not
will be embarrassing 50 years from now.
Yeah.
And I think the way women were portrayed in the 70s, in the 60s, and go back as far as you can. I don't think women, maybe they've been portrayed accurately, and maybe that's a problem.
Wow.
Is they have been, the way that they are actually held or seen, and it's kind of like what you were saying about equal pay. It's just like we look at it and we go, we treated people that way.
Yeah.
We actually made, because
we actually did that.
I'll see every once in a while you'll just see like a movie where women are serving men, or like especially those movies like in the 40s or the 30s where a guy's like, I'll turn you over my knee, dame, and slap your butt or something. You're like, what? Really?
Yeah.
Don't make me spank you, doll.
Right. Or if women were just getting into the workplace and there's somebody's receptionist or secretary or something like that, and they go into the office to take notes or, dictate a letter or whatever, there was always this sleaze, just like, oh, you look so nice today.
Yeah.
Why don't you come sit by me and get this letter? And then the movie would actually have the woman go and go over and do that.
Yeah.
How many women do you think are at fucking work wanting to go sit on somebody's lap?
But
mind you, there are people out there, both men and women, who are just out to find a partner or a sugar mama or a sugar daddy or something. And they're like, that's a great place to do it. I'll go to work and I'll get my boss to marry me.
But they're always flattered by it rather than creeped out
and
from it.
And that's ridiculous.
And you know that most of the time they're creeped out.
That's ridiculous.
It's a male fantasy.
It is.
And the men write the movies, the men produce the movies, the men make the movies. And so, and I've said this since the beginning of time, when you watch TV shows, especially sitcoms, you can have Drew Carey or Kevin James, these big fat slob guys, and they're always with gorgeous women, flawless, gorgeous women. And it's like, well, does this happen in real life? The fat schlubs are with but no, it's the male fantasy.
It is.
They want these just loser guys, and I'm not saying that either of those guys are losers, but I'm just saying they're setting up this fantasy that these loser guys can get these hot women.
And this is how you end up with these people who call themselves incels. And they go out and murder people.
Yeah.
I mean, what is this involuntary celibate? You're not involuntarily celibate. You just can't get a fucking date.
Yeah.
So bite me, okay? Maybe if you cleaned up a little bit, maybe if you actually showed a woman some respect, you might get a date.
Well, I think that's the key. The respect, it's usually people who don't know how to treat women. But that's what I'm saying. Let's fast forward 50 years, and we're looking back. I mean, I don't even know why this movie popped in my head. But let's I was thinking of Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon. Nothing wrong with the movie. I've seen it a million times. But if you look at that movie and you watch it, what do you see in that movie? You're seeing a lot of women stereotypes.
Oh, yeah.
You're seeing Clark Griswold drool over this hot woman in the store.
Well, he's got a gorgeous wife at home.
And his son is right here next to him.
Yeah.
It's all set up for men
Yep.
to objectify women.
Yep.
And, if you don't like that, I'm just saying that I'm just saying that's what's going on in this movie. And I feel like 50 years from now, we will, I don't even know what the like racial or social or sexual stereotypes will be 50 years from now, but I do believe that we will still be seeing weird images and weird ideas.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
Of women.
I agree. Because people, as people, can't get past some weird, deep down stereotype. I mean, if you look at, I'm just going to get a little bit deep right now. If you look at all the Asian hate crimes that are happening right now,
right?
Because there are a lot, especially here in Atlanta.
No, I wouldn't say especially. We just had one. But I don't know that especially.
Okay, maybe not especially. I've heard of several in California as well.
I mean,
so they're happening
tragic
everywhere.
Shootings, obviously, that was that happened with the guy himself says it wasn't because they're Asians.
But come on.
But it happened still.
Do the math. Yeah. And they're happening everywhere. I'm not saying it's just here, and I'm not saying it's just in California. They're happening everywhere, and it's ridiculous.
Totally.
And it's happening by a diverse group of people. So it's not just, middle-aged white men hurting Asian people. It's not just, young white frat kids hurting people. It's a diverse group of people who have something against Asian people right now. And, I think it's ridiculous and I think it's stupid. And I want to comment that in what you were talking about with movies and stuff, I think, unfortunately, this does still happen, not as much, but even in the 90s and even in the early 2000s and maybe even after that, Asian people were never like the leading man.
They're totally
or the leading lady. They were either the martial artist or the best friend.
And that's still as a group. I'm going to say as a group, Southerners and Asians can still be stereotyped with almost no
regard.
Yeah. No consequences.
I agree.
I mean, I don't know if maybe there's not enough political power behind it.
I don't know.
It
just pisses me off.
So one of the best places to find stereotypes is Hallmark Christmas movies. So my wife and I will watch these.
Yeah.
And now they're changing. Hallmark had gay couples and interracial couples and stuff. So they're changing. To their credit, it's great. But
very slowly.
I think I heard I can't remember. I believe I heard a comics, and it might have been Margaret Cho. I'm not sure. That mentioned this. And if you once you're aware of it and you start watching, it's almost always true.
Okay.
I will also say, I watch Cobra Kai. We talked about the show. Yeah. It's horrible with their racial Japanese and Asian stereotypes.
Yeah.
They need to fix that. But some comedian mentioned that if you ever see an Asian in a movie, on TV show, they never have a family. They're always living with their uncle.
What is that about?
They don't have a dad. They don't have a mother. It's almost, and I of course, when the first time I heard it, I laugh. You think about it. Then when you start watching it and you're like, holy crap, it's true. Almost every time you see an Asian and they say something about their family, they'll say, no, I live with my uncle or my aunt. Why is that?
I have no idea.
But it's true. Be aware of it. It happens.
Because if you think about it, most Asian families in their native culture tend to have multi-generational families that live together. So you've got, grandma, grandpa, sometimes great grandma, grandpa. You've got mom and dad, you've got kids, and then grandkids come along. So husband comes and moves in, and now you got babies too.
I remember.
And it's common, especially in Japanese culture, to have multi-generational households. So why would you just be living with your uncle?
I don't know. I remember when I was a kid, I had a coloring book, a Charlie Chan coloring book, and Charlie Chan was a TV series, I believe, that or a movie series that ran in the 30s. He was like a detective. Now, I'm kind of going by memory, so I could be wrong on some of this, on the facts of this. But anyway, when I was a kid, Charlie Chan was adapted to a TV, like a Saturday morning cartoon, and I loved it. It was awesome. And I used to have a Charlie Chan coloring book when I was a kid. But Charlie, if I'm not mistaken,
all of the art career began.
Charlie Chan, he lived with like 7 kids, and they were all his nieces and nephews.
What?
I don't know where their parents were, and I don't know why he didn't have his own kids.
What?
But that was what we were getting when we were kids.
Wow.
So it's subtle, and that's fed into people.
Mm-hmm.
When you think about, I don't know, like Cobra Kai that I was talking about. Like we were watching an episode recently, and then there was a character on it, and she was talking about living with her aunt. Her parents, she didn't have her parents. Her parents passed away. She lived with her aunt. She lived with her uncle.
And how old is this person?
Well, she's grown up, but her parents are gone. And so I don't know. I was thinking maybe that's from, like you were talking about, a lot of family, but a lot, at one point, the United States took a lot of during the war.
Yes.
Took a lot of the Japanese and put them away.
Well, they put them all in concentration camps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that maybe, they don't have my parents because they're away.
They died in a concentration camp.
Sometimes the family, only part of them can come here. And so maybe mom and dad are living somewhere else or got deported or what. I don't know. But I'm just saying the stories that maybe that's how that stereotype started.
I have no idea.
The people just like, I'm living with my uncle and my aunt right now or my grandparents or whatever because dad hasn't come over.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird how stereotypes start.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever met, and I've known quite a few Asian people in my life. Mm-hmm. I don't think I've ever met anyone from any Asian country that did not live with their parents.
Right.
Or didn't have parents. I'm sorry, I spit on you.
But
I don't know. But that gets perpetuated. So I do believe, and I'm going to throw, even though I say women, I'm going to throw Southerners in there too. I think there's going to come a time.
Because it's still acceptable to make fun of what would be called hillbillies or rednecks.
I'll make fun of that. I don't have a problem with that. But I have a problem with stereotyping it because making fun
is one thing.
Means I know that's not the truth.
Right.
Stereotyping doesn't.
Yeah.
You don't know the truth.
You're perpetuating something that you believe.
And I think there's a lot of people that stereotype Southerners, and I think there's going to come a time when that's going to stop. And movies and all the little stuff like that, I think Southerners are going to go, that's enough. And you know what? I'm not even sure Southerners will do it. I think transplants, people who are living in the South that came from Michigan are like, wait a minute, we're tired of this.
Yeah.
And they're going to say, stop that. And people are going to have to take a good long look at how they've been dealing with Southerners or categorizing Southerners. We're going really late with this podcast.
Oh, dear. Well, we were talking about
this
stuff
is
that
what Southerners do. They go really late and they talk really slow.
These are the kinds of conversations that you and I have prior to the podcast, and I think we just forgot we were recording.
Yeah, I think we could go on forever. I was very fascinated by how a bad stereotype can ruin a great movie.
In a heartbeat.
Yeah. And it's because society is changing, and I started thinking what movies right now that are being made right now are being ruined that we don't even know that they're being ruined because who's predicting the future? I mean, let's think about it. I think the key is if you're going to make a movie, and the other thing I was going to say is Middle Eastern people right now are being, because the movies, whenever there's a bad guy, he's always from Iraq or Iran. Mm-hmm. Almost always. Mm-hmm. Syria. I'm like Middle East, always that's the bad person.
Yep.
So that'll probably one day. It's like when
that's got to stop.
When you watch Rocky movies and it's always the Russians, and we're like, oh man, because during that time,
Cold War,
during that time it's always Russian, and now it's all Middle Eastern people.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
All right, let's stop the stereotyping, people. And unless you want to stereotype me, you're allowed to do that.
Totally.
I'm fine with it
because he doesn't care what you think.
I'm a very tall, goofy-looking dude. I'm kind of old now too. You could just
use all of that.
Sure. And I can't remember people's names.
Clearly.
All right, Brenda, let's go on and do the live beer review. What do you think of this beer?
Well, Ralph, I think that this beer is pretty darn good.
I don't want to admit it, but I like it.
But you do.
It's the first
IPA.
I want to say it's the second. Kind of grapefruity beer.
I think there was one prior.
Good.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's good. I can taste a little bit of the blueberry in there. I don't even know why they say milkshake. Maybe there's enough of that in it that kind of calms it down. It takes away the bitter. That's what I like about it is, I mean, it does have the grapefruit, but there's no bitter.
Maybe it's because of all RBG's milkshakes brought all the boys to the yard.
I guess. I don't know.
That's what it is.
Got to be.
Had to be. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4.5.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm giving it a 3.5. All right, 4.5 for you, 3.5 for me. So I like it better than most of the grapefruit based beers. You really like it. It's very refreshing. It's got a nice taste.
See? Grapefruit.
Yeah.
Refreshing.
Yeah, it's one of those that if you could get an icy one on a cold day, a hot day.
Yeah.
A cold one on a hot day, let's say that. That's much better.
Well done.
That's some good stuff.
That's some good shiz.
Yeah, I'm for it. So we both.
So try
like
it out again. Just to remind you, it is She'Brew RBG IPA. It's
Is She'Brew the brewery? I don't understand.
No, that's the name of the beer.
Who brews that?
It's a collaboration brew.
Oh, that's right. You said that.
From Shmaltz.
That's right.
And Mustache.
Okay, cool.
Mustache Brewing Company and Shmaltz Brewing Company, and I believe they are out of New York.
Okay.
Because right here it says, "Think New York, drink New York."
Cool.
Nice.
All right, not a bad beer. Let's close this little podcast down.
Okay.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Hey, tell us what you think. Would you come to a live performance?
I would, because I'd have to.
A live recording, better than a dead recording. So if we were doing, we're in Atlanta, by the way. If you're local to Atlanta, would you come out and hear? And it doesn't have to be midnight. We could do 10 o'clock. I don't know.
I'm just old.
Midnight's kind of fun. It's romantic. It's kind of interesting. So maybe we don't. Maybe we just do a night. We could talk about it. Let's just say, let's cut out the time altogether. Let's say, would you come out and see a live recording of This Epic Disaster, Cheri and me, and a guest, and you come out, listen to a show, hour? I don't know. Maybe we'll do a meet and greet after it's over. Who knows?
Sure.
Would you do that? If you will, let us know. thisepicdisaster@gmail.com. Also, we got some stickers coming up. We're going to be on, we'll send you free stickers. We're on Facebook. You can follow us on Facebook. Just go to Facebook, look up This Epic Disaster.
You'll find us.
You can find us.
We'll be there.
I don't know.
I won't be there because I canceled my Facebook.
I might cancel my Facebook.
I know.
Facebook's screwing some stuff up. I'm getting really mad at them. We might have to cancel our page. I hope not. I'm going to try to work it out.
We might have to.
But we're also on Twitter. We're also on Instagram. The shows are on YouTube.
Yeah.
Listen to them.
Totally. Find them on YouTube.
We prefer that you go subscribe to This Epic Disaster wherever you download your podcast. You can do it on Google Play. You can do it on or Google Podcasts, I guess it's called now. Apple Podcasts. We're on Stitcher Radio, iHeartRadio.
Places like that.
Radio killed the video star. I don't know.
No, video killed the radio star.
That's right.
Yeah.
I always forget who killed who.
Yeah.
Anyway, you could do that. And
they never proved it, though.
No, they're still researching and running the DNA.
It's a cold case.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But all please, let us know. And other than that, get in touch with us. Tell us what you think of the show.
Email us at thisepicdisaster@gmail.com. Yep. And one of us might respond or not.
And get you some chip and dips.
Do it.
Yep, do that.
All right. Have a good night.
We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
This is a Violet Jester Media podcast.